Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Man, We're Too Old for This, here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'm your host, the experience that some call Jason, and with me as usual is...
The Todd Father, coming not from my normal gazebo of peace because it's got vermin in it. But I'm here in the droid shop. What's up?
CDL 113, the droid you're looking for.
A token takedown notice, Tarky.
AKA the droid I'm looking at.
Yes, as Todd and Danny are now podcast living together.
Oh.
I told you, I got vermin. I got vermin in my forest solitude.
I'm not sure if technically step family counts as vermin, I'm just saying.
It does.
In some cases,
It's in the room.
It's in the bylaws.
Yeah, there's a book of it.
There are exclusions, but mostly it's in the bylaws.
So anyway, what we're doing today...
Never mind. I was going to get my spouse involved in this, but let's not.
If she senses joy, you're out of here.
No, I'm not.
I'm editing this whole part out.
Okay. Well, I was going to tell them that technically they qualify as vermin, and then you would hear a shout of yay. But all right.
What we're doing today is continuing our quasi-series of favorites, since, the pandemic's still going on and there's limited amounts of other geek news.
There's geek news out there.
And there's some, but, we'll get to it eventually, but nothing super exciting. But anyway, so today we're going to be discussing as a follow-up to our favorite Marvel villains from last week, we'll be following it up with our favorite DC villains, because you can't really do one of these about Marvel without doing one about DC. So, starting us off will be CDL 113. Well, who you got?
I think my favorite villain at this point right now is Harley Quinn. She started out on the cartoon, that's where she originated. And, I thought she was a funny character. She was always smarter than the Joker when she'd come up with something, but he would dismiss her like, no, that won't work. And then 5 seconds later be like, we're going to do this. And then, he has this elaborate plan to catch Batman. And she ends up doing something different and catches Batman. And he gets so mad that he lets Batman go just because he can't handle it. That Harley, outsmarted him.
Or you had the episode Mad Love where he knocks her out of a second-story window.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. That was Joker's plan was to feed Batman the piranha, but he couldn't get the piranha to smile, even with Joker villain. So Harley got the idea of catching Batman and hanging him in the piranha upside down, so the little frowns look like little smiles. Joker beat her ass because 1, it showed him up, and 2, was because she explained the joke. Said if you have to explain the joke isn't funny. And then he takes a fish and he takes a stuffed swordfish and knocks her out a 2-story window.
But she was just one of those characters who knew she was going to have some great lines in the cartoon. And then from the Suicide Squad movie, I love Margot Robbie's new interpretation of her.
Yeah.
And then the new cartoon that's
Did you go ew?
I did go ew.
But the new cartoon they've got out, if you haven't seen it, you need to find a place and watch it. You will giggle your ass off.
Yeah, cartoon's funny.
I've been watching clips on YouTube.
And, it takes a combination of the original Harley run and the Batman animated series and then the Suicide Squad and where she's been in the books. And it gives you a more complete Harley because when she interacts with Poison Ivy or the Joker or Batman, all the characters, that you've seen her interact with, it's really just like she's come full circle as a character. And it to me, just she makes a great villain. She also makes a great anti-hero in the books when she works with some of the heroes, when she's not trying to be a bad guy. But I just like the character.
Are we doing the judgment things like we were doing?
Well, that was never an established thing. It was just we were a bunch of smart asses that could keep our mouths shut.
Oh, because I heard you, and I liked Harley in Batman the Animated Series. Once they start making Harley Deadpool, I like her less and less. Even in a cartoon, Harley's not the person that I like in there. I like everybody surrounding Harley.
Oh, yeah, the rest of the cast in there. I think
I like King Shark.
Yeah.
I like Frank the Plant. It goes into the good and screwed up. Harley, for me, is kind of like, eh. Like I said, they made her basically DC's Deadpool. And I like her about like I like Deadpool in very small doses. When you give me something with her in it, and she has like a funny line, I'm good with it and I go away. I don't really like movies that focus on her, just like I don't particularly care for movies that focus on Deadpool because it gets to be too much. It goes from this character's mad funny to goddamn, you getting on my damn nerves. I'm real weird like that. I like the character. I loved in the animated series, but she wasn't the focus. Yeah. So it let me like her a little better. Once it was like, oh, now we got Harley Quinn. I didn't mind that. What was the thing we watched, Jason? Was it Batman and Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
The one where she ends up doing Nightwing. That one was funny. But I gotta have somebody.
You gotta have somebody for with it.
Yeah, I gotta have somebody around it, not just Harley focused. And that's the kind of thing, like I said, with the cartoon. It's funny as hell, but I like everybody around her better than I like her.
Well, it wouldn't work if it was just her. That cartoon wouldn't work. It's her interaction with other characters and their response to what she does or doesn't do. Because for her to have her own little team, she treats them like crap, like Joker treated her. And she's doing it without realizing it. And when she finally does realize it, it's like, oh, God, I got to go make up for this. And some of their reactions to that, like even her own family, when they're selling her out because, there's a bounty on her head. It's like, but it's just the way other people react to her, and I like that. And even the Suicide Squad movie that, Jason went, to, I like how she interacted with the rest of the squad, and I liked how, she was, when she's changing clothes, and the whole base is just stopped, and she's like, what? And everyone's like, oh, crap, gotta go. And it was those kind of reactions I thought was funny.
I think Margot did. I think she did a good job as Harley.
I think the thing with the cartoon for you, Todd, is probably just the fact that, like, when you have a character that's a central focus, it means you're kind of seeing the world through their point of view. They're kind of the starting point, the sane person. Because everything going on in the Harley Quinn cartoon is wacky.
Yeah.
But because everything around her is wacky, she seems like the straight man in the comedy.
Yeah.
And that's not her typical position. Her typical position is throwing jokes, making things seem off from how they usually are, but still work. But in the Harley Quinn cartoon, since it's her point of view, everyone else is doing the wacky shit.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm not a huge fan of I didn't like it when they did it with Deadpool. I don't like it when they did it with Venom. I don't like when villains have a body count and then they become like anti-heroes because, oh, look, now she's doing this. No, that's a fucking mass murder.
Yeah.
Every murder that the Joker has had since she's been his mall, she's an accomplice. Yeah, that ain't.
Which, to be fair, in the comics, is probably not that big a list.
Yeah, because he tried to kill her real early.
Yeah, like the first storyline.
Yeah. Joker when there was never really any kind of coupledom with them two in the.
And another thing you got to also, from the comic book point of view, She's been on the Suicide Squad. She was working for the government to get her freedom, to get a pardon, or get early release. And they basically wipe the slate clean when you do X amount of missions. So basically, as far as the government's concerned, yeah, she's done her time.
Trick is, Batman would never accept that.
No.
Yeah,
If you so driven against crime that you dress up like a bat and go beat the living hell out of people, she could show up with the president and Batman would be trying to throw her ass in Arkham somewhere. Because that character is very kind of black and white. So when you go, oh, now Harley's going to work with Batman, Batman should never accept her.
Yeah.
Because she got blood on her hand. And
Yeah.
basically be like Joe Chill going, well, I had to change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I killed your parents. That was then. But now, I work for the government. And, we should hang out together. No, I should beat you unconscious.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, from the point of view, like, she was on suicide. As far as the government's concerned, she served her sentence, got a reduced sentence, or a pardon, whichever. So that's how they can explain her being an anti-hero. Batman would still look at her like, no, you've committed crimes. The government may say you're innocent now, or you've served your sentence. If I catch you jaywalking, I'm going to find a way to get you, charged with that.
And the public would have much that same attitude,
Yeah,
truthfully.
the public would have the same way. Hell, did you? Because, that is...
Yeah, unless you had, like, an apocalyptic event where Harley's, like, saving people, public opinion ain't really going to sway on that shit.
Yeah.
And the trick is, if you were the family member of some hell she killed alongside the Joker, that bitch could fight Satan himself, and I'd still be like, yeah, you're missing somebody.
Yeah.
Mom ain't coming back because all of a sudden you had a change of heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of closed caskets in Gotham because of
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's Gotham. The casket was going to get closed by some crazy moaf.
Yeah. Or you have a baggie of Killer Crocs around. Okay, we didn't find all of them, Mom or Dad. We found, tooth and a ring. So here you go.
As consolation, at least she died with a smile on her face if it's Harley.
Or a mallet to the face.
Yeah, that's the trick. She may not have a head.
That
Because she gets happy with the mallet.
that was one of the things in the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie that I liked that they showed her doing was, when she attacked somebody, it was, oh, sweet Jesus on a bicycle. Because this one dude, spoiler, she jumps up and lands on him. He's got his legs propped up on a chair or a table or something. When she jumps up, she lands on his legs and breaks them, like the knee bends one way. She breaks his kneecaps and legs the opposite way. She hits one dude so hard in the head and face, the nose just is a pulp. One dude, when she was hanging out with Joker, she literally tattoos stuff all over his face, and now he's stuck with that.
Because tattoo removal's not a thing in DC?
Well, it was his whole face. He would have to have laser across his whole face, and that was one of the things he was pissed at her about. I'm going to have this removed or live with it. And it's like, okay. But everybody, once she stopped being the Joker's main squeeze, was like, oh, it's open season on your ass now. And you had
Jane
people
protecting that ass.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, sweet Lord, she's pissed 90% of the criminals in Gotham off. Not just the citizens. Criminals were coming after her. Like, jeez. I thought that, that shows you is like, okay. And she was fighting them like, to save her life. And I'm like, okay. Even without the Joker, she may be one of the most dangerous of the two because she don't care.
Oh, yeah.
But neither of them
known
care.
for scaring.
Well, I mean, Joker's known at least for caring about the theatrics of how he kills someone.
Yeah.
When it's someone important, not people in the street.
Yeah, not Joe
you know.
Blow. All right,
Yeah.
Taylor, who have you got for us?
Well, I'm a fan of some things that are very simplistic. I enjoy tenacity. I enjoy being a rough motherfucker. So I just went ahead and went, hey, you know what? Let's just go Doomsday.
Talking about his stripper and an encounter to me. It's like, jeez. Go ahead, Taylor. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool, Danny. Have your moment.
I don't think I want to meet a stripper that goes by the name Tenacity. I'm just not sure how that would. I don't know.
I can't feel her off.
Note that this podcast is not PG-13.
That's okay. I put explicit on it anytime I put it up.
But mostly, my favorite thing with any kind of villainous character is the ability to just, go through your heroes. At least once. Just go through them and show I am a threat. You have to have something new in the tank to stop me. And Doomsday, applied that pressure very quickly. He shows up and just starts tearing through shit.
Yep.
Yeah, when you whip the Justice League with one arm tied behind your back, that's the thing.
Yeah, it was the Hall Justice League, though.
Hey, still Justice League, still counts.
And there was some repercussions in Justice League for a while after that, because Fire burned her powers out, the Blue Beetle was put in a coma, Booster Gold lost his suit from the future.
And, that's also I love consequences in comics that, last for a while. And I that part of the storyline as well, just he didn't just come down and, oh no, something happened to Superman, and it stayed inside Superman. No, it branched out and went, no, he messed up a lot of folk.
Yeah.
He messed up a chunk of people.
Blue Beetle, he got injured, and then, he was, gun shy about even putting the suit back on. Ended up getting fat again. It's like Ice got, damaged. Like you said, Fire got. What was the one with the white suit, black guy?
Oh, that was Bloodwind.
Bloodwind.
The one that turned out to be Martian Manhunter.
Yeah. But yeah.
You really could have done more to help fight him. Yeah, I could have, but that's how y'all get fucked up. Unlike the rest of you, I have Martian sense.
I want to say Bloodwind got injured the first encounter.
Yeah, he did. But
For a human, he got injured, yeah.
Well, yeah.
But considering that was Martian Manhunter, he could have done more,
He could have got up and started trying to do some Superman level shit.
Yeah. And that was a trick. Bloodwind never did no kind of Superman level shit against Doomsday. He played that role. Oh, well, just, how you explain that you hit this? Well, there's been a lot of dead souls of the dead. That's why I survived. I'm in a coma. I'm all kinds of fucked up. Yeah.
And I also just enjoy the fact that Doomsday is constantly used as the kind of thing of hey, what's Superman really not want to run into today? Because, but that's the thing is I'm a huge fan of the Injustice series. And in basically the very beginning, there's a moment where the Joker has mucked with the fear toxin, in a way that will affect Superman. And you can think of the people Superman has run into, he's fought Darkseid, who is, a quote-unquote godlike entity who's about as stout as him and has armies and all this stuff. But Superman doesn't see Darkseid, Superman sees Doomsday.
That's what killed him.
Yeah, because that's,
Or put him in a deep enough coma that everybody thought he was.
Yeah, but, you have a galactic emperor who's at your level of strength, and you fear this more than him.
Yeah, because it mutates so that it survives to fight again and again and again at a stronger level. I mean, because in the book, he punched it in the face. Then it grew those bone things up, across its eyes to protect it. He punched it in the knee or something like that, and it grew the spikes.
Yeah, by the time you had that Superman Doomsday sequel, even its spines were poisonous because it adapted them. The lick that killed it the first time, it wouldn't work on it the next time. It was basically DC's Goku.
Yeah.
It's killed me. Yeah, I'll be rougher next time.
I think I was the only one that watched the show on Sci-Fi where it was showing Jor-El and
Krypton?
Krypton. I couldn't think of the name of it. They showed how Doomsday started, or their version of Doomsday started with a normal Kryptonian, and they kept exposing him to different stuff, and then would clone the body.
Yeah, that's out the book.
But he was an adult in the thing, not
Wasn't
a
a
child.
baby?
No, wasn't a baby. They started with an adult soldier, one of their special forces. And by the time you see him as their version of Doomsday, everything that they had exposed him to was like water off of his back. It was like, and none of them were super except for him. It's like, how the hell are y'all gonna stop this son of a bitch?
So yeah, what they did was they basically gave you they didn't do the baby thing, because that was the trick.
Yeah.
In the book, you didn't know what planet that was on. You just knew it had these poisonous creatures on it, and the guy kept feeding it babies, and he'd go and find whatever was left of the baby, and clone the baby from that, and put it back out there. And he knew the ultimate, which is what he called it, was ready, because it was staying out longer and longer periods of time till it was gone. I think one time, they said for a year, but all the life on the planet was gone.
Yeah. By the time it made it back, it had killed everything on that planet and then killed them.
Yeah, they killed him.
And the big thing is, like, all that setup too is nice, because I remember, during reading the comics, Superman, you'd have Superman having a conversation with the news or something about how there's always someone, there's always somebody else, or there's always something that you will meet your match with, and you just see the fist pounding against a wall on the side, on the little side.
Yeah.
They did good build up. They showed him off. They made him threatening. They did all the story points you're supposed to do to have a villain be, upper tier.
Yeah.
Or top tier villain.
And then even once he was out of that, there was the slow reveal, because he shows up, he's in prison. He's in the prison guard with just one arm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And as the story goes along, it gets more and more damage. The more damage it gets, the more you see of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a great job with the death of Superman. I got it in trade somewhere. It's a fun read.
They even did a good job with the Superman Return. When you had, okay, who's this, and it's like that was an arc that just made, like, you had the death, the return, and then the life of Superman, where he came back himself, and it was like, wow, 3 arcs in a row, and it wasn't just.
Well, what you had was Death of Superman, Funeral for a Friend, World Without Superman, and then you went into Reign of the Superman.
Yeah,
Yep.
You had all those, and it was a great rise and fall that steadily kept building, the story before.
And it had a couple of consequences in it, because that's where Hal Jordan did shit, because they take Oak City in that story.
Yeah, it was some really neat stuff.
I just can't help but love villains that you just knock off a hero to the side, not giving a crap.
Yeah, those do tend to be kind of fun every now and then. Just to have one that you go, I can't really beat this thing. Well, how you gonna do it? Let's see if we can just kind of like get rid of it.
Yeah,
That's literally what they ended up doing with Doomsday in that second go round. Was like, yeah, I can't beat it. So Wave Rider took it to the end of all things and left it, because it was like, yeah, it might come back from that. There's nowhere for it to come back to. Merry Christmas. That's the benefit of having a time travel.
Yeah.
I take you to the end of everything. Come back from this, fucker.
And then it learns to time travel.
Well, yes, it becomes immune to time, so it can just pop up whenever.
Yeah, because I remember reading that going, man, they ever that something. Now he's literally to the end of all it is. What are we going to do? I guess praise it, die, something.
We'll send it to another universe.
I don't know, that now that I think about it, it really sounds like that should have been a Legion of Superheroes storyline.
What, Doomsday?
Is someone starts mucking with time, and yeah, he goes, I will cast you into the end of time, and does his big time thing. Yeah, and then Doomsday steps out of it and everyone goes, oh no.
Oh, shit.
Like, you meant to throw us in that, but you forgot there was something on the other end.
Doomsday's the new Darkseid.
Yep.
All right. So moving on from Doomsday, I guess I'll go next. And I guess I'm going to have to go with Black Manta. I liked him in the books.
Everyone is shocked because everyone's thinking you stole that from Todd.
Todd wasn't going to do Black Manta. I checked who y'all were doing before I picked mine.
Yes, I know.
And when I had my chance to do favorite DC character, I picked the Joker. And I literally said that, Black Man too, so they know it ain't mine.
But anyway, I just find him neat. I liked him. Well, they didn't use him in Justice League Unlimited. They used a knockoff called Devil Ray. And I'm not really sure why.
Because right through there, the rights to Aquaman and his characters were kind of in flux.
Oh.
Something like that. They could use Aquaman, but that was when they first start kind of rumbling with the movie pilot for the show.
Oh, okay.
Kind of right in there, and the rights were in flux right there, so that's why you.
But anyway, he's I like the knockoff they did there. I guess I became a fan of the character in the storyline where they were introducing the current Aqualad. There's just this one scene in it that I really loved, where he's trying to get his son back. Kid doesn't know that Black Man is his actual father. So when Mana threatens the kid's adopted father, he calls him dad, and Mana's like, "Oh, that's not your that's not your father's son. That's just another man I've killed." And shoots one of his spikes at him. And you have you see Aquaman's glove come out and catch it, and then there's just this very cordial kind of head nod to each other, Arthur, Manta, and then they just go at it trying to kill each other. I think the best and the rendition of him in the Aquaman movie is, of course, really, really good. But I think the best rendition they've done of him in anything was the first 2 seasons of Young Justice.
Yes, I love that.
Oh, he was just a smooth mofo in that. And he's a character that when you see the oversized helmet, it's almost like he should be a little goofy. And
then he's not.
And then he's not. And then you sit there and go, "Oh, this is a dangerous dude that I would not want to meet." You wouldn't want to meet him on a sunny day, or never mind a dark alley.
Except there's only one place you meet him: the bottom of the sea.
That tends to be kind of his base of operation. He does not limit himself to that.
That is true.
What the fun thing is? I had no earthly idea, and the only thing I knew Black Manta from was
the original Super Friends.
Yeah, Legend of
Challenge of the Super Friends.
Challenge of the Super Friends. Yeah, was the only thing I knew him from. I didn't know Black Manta was black until I was 30. Because you never see him. You never see him without the helmet in that. There's no, he sounds robotic. I thought it was basically a Darth Vader knockoff. They got some Darth Vader knockoff. Okay, what the fuck up? I did not know that character was black until Wizard Magazine did a fan cast thing where they fan casted like a Justice League movie, and they had Arsenio Hall. No, they had Wesley Snipes playing Black Manta. I was like, that's weird, but okay. Yeah, and hell, I didn't know his motivations or none of that shit. Like, till they did, when Alex Ross did you remember that Justice action series at 12 issue, where in the back you had bios for everybody. And when I read his bio, I was like, oh, I like this. I want my 40 acres, and I don't care where I get them.
I found out he was black from Suicide Squad. And you got, they're prepping for a mission.
I'm going to assume the comics, not the movie.
Yeah, it was in the comics, and they're prepping for a mission. And Amanda Waller's up front, and she's giving them, the got to do this, got to do that, and the ones that were steady members of the crew were in their outfits. May not have had their mask on, but they were sitting at the table, and they bring in 3 more prisoners in the orange jumpsuits. And one of them sits down toward the back, and he's sitting there. And it's a black guy. You had, I think, a Hispanic guy, and then a white guy. And they sat at a table together with the black guy sitting at the back with his feet propped up. And Waller's sitting there going on about this, that, and the other. And she says something about like who the 2 guys, the white guy and the Hispanic guy, were. And then she looks at the very back and goes, "Can you handle that, Black Manta?" And Boomerang goes, "You're Black Manta? I didn't know you were black. I just thought that was part of your name." Being an asshole. And Waller goes, "What's Boomerang's real name?"
Is it Digger?
Yeah,
Digger Harkness.
She goes, "Harkness, shut your trap, because once you're out on that mission, if he kills you, I'm not going to lose any sleep over." And he looks back over his shoulder where Black Man is sitting at the back of the room, and he basically goes like he's shooting with a damn gun or something. And Harkness is like, "Oh fuck, crikey. He's losing his damn mind." It's like, yeah, you don't want to piss him off, because when he gets in his suit, yeah, all bets are off, because
And, how many villains have managed to kill their arch enemy's, child?
Yeah.
He's pretty vicious.
If you count Adopted, the Joker has a couple times.
Well, probably so. But you mentioned Black Manta's origin. He seems to get a new origin every time they do a reboot. But
Yeah.
because he's had a few. And the 40 Acres and a Mule thing, I want to say even in that original story, you eventually found out that he was just doing that to play somebody to get them to work for him.
But that would explain, like Young Justice, you notice all his henchmen were black.
Yeah, now I did notice that.
Yeah. Young Justice is my favorite iteration of him.
I did like in the Aquaman movie how they gave you like a modern version. I like the how the father was cast. I liked how the son was cast. I like, hey, I was a member of the Manta. I remember this particular group. The nickname was the Manta, and he gives him that blade with the Black Manta, carved on it.
Yeah. The movie origin was a neat one.
How they just incorporated all of that, and it's like, oh, it's not just him that's in fancy armor that can swim and do this and that, and he's got the ship. It's like
okay. I said, Young Justice, I think, was probably the best version of him. But that movie version's awful close. Love the dude they had playing him.
Yeah, that's his first name's Yaya. It's the same guy that played Dr. Manhattan, HBO version. Watching, and he's gonna be he's in Candyman in this remake sequel or whatever the hell. Jordan Peele's Candyman.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
he's in.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a friend that she won't even say his real name. Candyman.
Movie must have freaked her out when she was younger.
You had a lot of folks that when that movie was out that won't say that name 5 times in a row.
Jennifer won't even, if it comes on one of the movie channels, she'd go right past it in a heartbeat. That movie freaked her out when she was young.
The Candyman movies are some that I've never seen.
I've seen part of the first one, and I didn't really pay attention to it. It's one of them that I think probably need to go back as an adult and pay attention to it. For me, it was kind of the Bloody Mary, the Bloody Mary thing.
Yeah.
But our buddy Daryl, he named his dog that, and it ran away one time, and he would only call it 4 times.
Nice.
What happened to your dog? Well, they ran away and started calling and got to number 4.
I did like in the original one the actor that played him how
Tony Todd.
Who?
Tony Todd.
Yeah, Tony Todd. When he pops up at other stuff, you know who it is before they even show him on the screen because of that voice, and it's like, ooh, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was Worf's brother in the Star Trek TV show.
He was also the mortician in
Final Destination.
Yeah, all the Final Destinations. He was a funeral employee. He also did the voice at the haunted house.
Yeah.
All right, get a little off subject here. So, Todd, who have you got?
All right. Since when we were doing our favorite characters, I picked a villain. This one, I decided to pick a hero. But it still works because this particular hero, half the things that he has, he's stolen from somebody else, so it still works as a villain. And it's Aquaman. Everything that modern Aquaman is pretty much stolen from Prince Namor, which makes him a damn.
The only thing I don't think he stole was the where he's talking to animals, right?
Namor talk fish.
Oh, he can?
Yep.
But specifically the noise.
No, he did not. He did not have the noise. Unlike Aquaman, Marvel took Namor as a serious character. Well, semi-serious. So, you do not have cartoon him talking to fish. But yeah, 90% of right down to him being king of Atlantis, stolen from Namor.
Yep, because his original origin, his father had experimented on him.
Yep. His father was studying Atlantis. He was a scientist, and he experimented on his son. Father of the Year?
Yeah.
Father of the Year or just no mom around. Hey, Junior, you won't be able to swim. You won't be able to breathe underwater. Sounds cool, Dad. Here, I'm gonna shoot you up with this experimental shit and see what happens.
I can't remember if that was one where he was experimenting on the child or if he was experimenting on him before he was born.
Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, Aquaman, him being Atlantean, he got from Namor. His mom is a Atlantean princess, and his dad is a lighthouse keeper. He got that from Namor.
Tried it.
Well, I think the Submariner's father was a sailor.
Yeah, Leonard Mackenzie. Yeah, he's either a sailor or a damn lighthouse keeper. But anyway, that's still. Yeah, they took the shit from Namor.
Oh yeah.
Also, Danny, to be fair, I'm pretty sure we got the trident from Poseidon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm thinking the trident's a little older.
Yeah. They both just took the Neptune route with the trident.
Yeah, that he got honest, but his strength level, all that kind of shit. Yeah, it's Namor after Namor after Namor after Namor.
The big switch happened after Namor had been out of print for a little bit. Because you don't think of Aquaman. You think of Aquaman kind of as from the '60s. He actually goes back to like 41. He's actually an old ass character.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was during that kind of lull in comics after the Comic Code Authority came in. That Namor had been out of print for a while, so they're like, yeah, we're just gonna, he's not using this. We're just going to take his entire backstory.
In a desperate attempt to make him cool.
Yeah.
Because they've tried over and over again. Make Aquaman cool. And he ain't cool. And then they go, see? Now I know there'll be people here, see, his movie was cool. Because his movie, he was Namor.
Yeah.
He even looks like Namor.
Yeah.
Yep.
They went to the point with the movie that they said, fuck it. We don't even want him to look like Aquaman, no goddamn.
Yeah.
We gonna make it look like Namor.
Brother look
Yeah.
his face.
Yeah, they purposely made Ocean Man look like Aquaman. And they made Aquaman look like Namor. Yeah. Well, as soon as I saw Momoa, I was like, wow, they really just said, fuck it. Took one of the copies of Namor back when Jai Lee was writing it. And Namor had the dark beard and the long black hair. I said, shit, they just said the hell with it. We can make us a Namor movie and call it off.
That way, Warner Brothers can't make a Namor movie without looking like us. We
You
pulled the
mean-
wool under the eyes, boys.
You mean
We've
Marvel.
got him.
That means Disney can never do it, because it'll seem like Aquaman knockoff.
No,
I'd have been like your brother, though. I'd have responded to that. I'd have done a Squadron Supreme movie before they did Justice League.
Yep.
Man, this damn Justice League movie ain't nothing but a knockoff Squadron Supreme. It's a bullshit. But yeah, Aquaman is mine. That's what's weird. Black Manta is one of my favorite villains, but I don't know a whole hell of a lot about him unless he pops up in other shit, because I refuse to touch Aquaman books. Jason can attest to that. I will not touch an Aquaman comic. It's like, oh, good God.
Like, and anytime I think of Aquaman, I just think of him in Justice League Unlimited, where he was kind of cool.
He was kind of cool.
Yeah, they did a good job with him there.
And then, like, the only other time I think of him is the one of the kind of the Justice League movie where there's the universe where Lex Luthor is the last hero, where Batman is just teleporting people into the Watchtower, and Aquaman just teleports in, goes, aha, points at one of them, and then just dives them. That's his entire fight, is he just keeps diving people randomly. And I'm like, I don't know who this Aquaman is, but I appreciate an Aquaman who's like, seems to be like a serious ruler, all dressed up the way he's supposed to be. But the moment a fight happens, he's just like, aha, he just dives into the fight without a care in the world.
I did like Aquaman and Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, the movie you're talking about, that was Justice League Crisis.
You broke up there, Todd.
I said that was Justice League Crisis on Two Earths. That was one of Dwayne McDuffie's last movies. And as a little side note, that was originally supposed to be the bridge between the Justice League cartoon and Justice League Unlimited. We had a battalion. That was supposed to be the catalytic event that caused them to expand the roster.
Oh, that's neat.
Makes sense.
Instead, they ended up just using Starcrossed. The Thanagarian invasion is assumed to be why they expanded the league like that. But that was the Crisis on Two Earths was supposed to be the actual reason why they went. And that's because that's literally what.
If I'm the Justice League at that point, sorry, this is going to be a little non sequitur. At the point at which I've seen two alternate universes where we're evil, I would want to expand the roster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Were the Justice
we
Lords
need
really evil, or were they just misguided?
Which one? Justice Lords?
Yeah.
The Lords were misguided. They kind of snapped because
the thing is, like, misguided, yes. They still did evil things.
Fair enough. But not to the same level that the Crime Syndicate did.
No, the Crime Syndicate were evil, Hugh will take what we want. Where the Crime Lords were like, or Justice Lords were like, we're kind of just fascists. Deal with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, still evil. Just one was more orderly.
Yeah, they were fascists. And the thing that they hint at that one that they never flat out addressed, I ain't real sure that wasn't the Justice Lords Batman came back. Because there are hints when you watch that episode that they swapped. Because remember, Batman, when Justice Lords Batman took main universe Batman around, he wasn't mad at it.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, he was like, hell, this is the Gotham you've been fighting. And he was kind of like, yeah, got it. So there, if you go back and watch that episode, there are some hints they might have swapped. It's nothing that they follow up on, but they imply it.
It's definitely something people are taking fan theories and run with.
Yeah.
They either swapped or he come back with that idea of, I could be a little more like him.
It would explain Brother Eye and shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all motherfuckers tripping balls. But yeah, Aquaman is my pick. You know, I will forever die on that hill of Aquaman is not cool because I grew up with Aquaman in the Super Form. And while the man's power, the only power he really had, the only two powers he had was on the fish and swimming. And he rode around on a jet ski.
Yeah.
That's so they could sell toys.
Ain't got one damn toy Aquaman on a jet ski.
Yeah.
That's because your parents respected you somewhat.
I had an Aquaman Migo. He didn't have no jet ski.
No. Batman and Robin had the Batmobile, the
Batcopter,
Batboat.
Hell, even Joker had a van. Hell, Batman had a van. Joker had a van. Aquaman didn't have shit.
Nope.
I lost my Aquaman to the water in the kitchen sink. Cause I was like, all he can do is swim. So I'm gonna have my Aquaman swim, and the rubber band that held him together dry rot. And one day I picked up my Aquaman, he exploded.
Yeah. Mine was in the bathtub when it fell apart.
I was hard. And maybe that's why I don't like Aquaman. I was scarred as a 3-year-old. Because I was like, hell, this one of the damn thing his characters. And then when I put him in the water, he broke.
He died. He's the only one that dies.
He's the only Mego figure that I ever had that broke from me playing with it. And I played with him the way I was supposed to play with him by putting his pug ass in water. And that's why he rode around on a jet ski.
He's Aquaman, and water is his one weakness. He names himself after his weakness so no one will suspect.
His name.
No, don't splash him with water. That might make him stronger.
That, I let him in the Family Guy. I dare you to do that over here.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Oh, which cartoon was it that Wayne cracks up because he's on vacation or something?
Oh, that's Brave and the Bold.
Brave.
Yeah. Brave and the Bold.
Everybody likes Brave and the Bold. Aquaman made, Hercules. Which again, Aquaman has stolen something from a cooler hero.
Yeah.
What if we made him Hercules underwater? That would help, wouldn't it? And at least it wouldn't be Namor. Sweet, let's do it. I'm waiting for this next DC universe in the comics for Aquaman to have little wings.
Maybe they'll put him on his wrists, though, so it's not a knockoff.
Yeah, maybe he'll have little sandals, but he'll still have little wings on his feet.
Maybe it'll be like flying fish fins instead of actual wings, though.
Well, that's basically what Namor's wings. They ain't like bird wings, they're more like fins.
Yeah, a lot of times they're drawn like bird wings, though.
Yeah, they're drawn like that, but like if you read up on his handbook thing, literally goes, they're more like the fins on a fish than on a bird. They don't have feathers. But yeah, that's my pick, Aquaman. Fuck that dude.
You spent the entire time talking about how much you hate him, yet you pick him as your favorite villain.
My favorite villain. You're supposed to hate. You kind of supposed to hate your villain.
I suppose if wrestling has taught me anything, it's probably taught me that. Yeah, okay.
You hate them for being a villain. You appreciate how they do it.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Dark.
I don't want to read a comic about Doomsday doing stuff. I just want to see him walk in, kill a man, and then the hero stop him.
Or try to.
That sounds like that sounds like about what I am with Lobo. I have no interest in a Lobo book, but if he shows up in something, it's usually gonna be a good fight.
Yeah.
Hey, you want him to show up, do the Lobo thing, and then go home.
Call somebody a bastard.
Lobo was the best thing that happened to the Krypton show. The episodes with him in it are great.
I've seen
The
clips.
rest of the stuff is like watching paint dry.
Yeah,
You remember
the dude doing Lobo did a really good job with him.
You remember when they said that hell they were supposed to have a Lobo spin?
Yeah.
That? Yeah, good luck with that shit.
Yeah, well, sci-fi's not reliable, that sort of thing. So. Well, anyway, I think we're going to wrap here for the day. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, tell people about us.
We are in all kinds of places now. You can see us you can watch us on YouTube, and we're on Spotify, and we're on Plus, and we're one place, right?
Yeah,
we're in a lot of places.
We're probably in a few of the smaller ones too. But basically, we're back to posting the audio podcast version of the show that you can go listen to.
We are on radiopublic.com. So, if you like what you hear, you can take us on the road. You can listen to us while you're working out. We're easy
to find.
And we're cheap.
And we're cheap.
It's free to see us any way you go. Let's see. Other shows we've got going on the network. We have the Nerd Turtle Network presents Icons, which is an actual play of the Icons Assembled Edition tabletop RPG. We record it every other week. In fact, I think we're recording one this coming Saturday. As of the recording of this, which is 7/9/20. On Tuesdays over with the Diaber Adventuring Company, I'm running a vampire game with also an actual play. We do that at 6 o'clock on Tuesday nights, 6 o'clock Central Time. And beginning probably this Monday, either this Monday or next Monday, I'm going to begin streaming myself playing Fallout 76 on Monday, and then probably on Tuesdays, I will stream myself playing Elder Scrolls Online. I'm kind of a rookie to both games, so, I'm not going to be great at it. But you can come see me fumble around and fail, probably.
We ever going to do the way back?
We will get around to that eventually, though. Hang on just a second. The other thing I want to do with streaming those two games like that, is to compare how they play compared to each other, and compare them to the offline games in the franchise.
Equivalent?
Oh. Yes. Yeah, I lost my words for a second.
It's okay, I found them for you.
You did. So anyway, you can check that out. That's something new coming up. And Todd mentioned the Wayback, which is something we're planning. We don't have a release date for it yet. Where we will look at a particular comic character and really kind of focus in on them. Give you the deep dive into the lore.
It's a more in-depth and studious talk than what we do right now.
Yeah.
Therefore, it takes more time.
What we did today was the off the top of our head what we like. With this, we will actually go back and study it. By we, I mean probably Todd.
And read books.
Books. Everybody's based in Alabama starts to burn from all the.
Yeah, well. So anyway, you've got all that to look forward to as we try to expand the network somewhat.
And if you have any requests for topics, drop us a message.
Yep.
Like, share, subscribe. These last two basically come from somebody commenting on our site. So we read them.
It was the YouTube channel I think this comment came from. But yes, you can contact us on YouTube. You can contact us on Twitter. You can contact us on our actual website, thenerdeternal.com.
And on Facebook.
Yep.
On Facebook, you can look up The Nerd Eternal. Or you can drop us an email at thenerdeternal@gmail.com.
We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
So anyway, that's going to wrap us up. So we will talk to y'all next time.
Peace.
See you.
You can turn this off now.